always been occupied, but it's always been commercial, and people have moved out because so much activity.
The previous owner was, she ran a therapeutic office out of here.
Which is what these signs are.
So that's, I think they sold because it got to be too much for them. We actually, when we met with them, Feline asked just flat out. She said, you know, I have to ask you, is this house haunted? And the lady pulled no punches and she said, yes. She said it is, and she said that that's become an issue because her office was in the upstairs bedroom.
What we call the blue room.
And
that was the active room.
She would come in the morning and all of her stuff would be all over the floor, right? Mm-hmm. And then she actually saw a man standing in the kitchen entryway.
In our doorway. There used to be a laundry chute in the house, and I can't find where it's at, even in the basement and in the bedrooms and through the demo, but I'm assuming it was in what we call the blue room, and they would come in the morning and their papers would be down the laundry chute and stuff. So like after a while they kind of got sick of certain things, and like we think the previous owners actually wanted to be done with it.
Oh yeah. What made you decide to buy the house here in downtown Elkhart?
Well, I am born and raised here, but we just moved back from Phoenix. We've been in Phoenix for the past 20 years. And we actually say that the house found us. He actually found it online one night really late, and he showed it to me, and I was like, no way. Like, for that price, is it falling down?
Yeah,
what's wrong with it? And we came the next day and we instantly fell in love with it, and then everything else was super easy after that. We were in escrow and closed within 30 days, and our bags were packed.
Did you have any idea of the haunted history before you moved in?
No.
No, we had no idea, actually.
We like quickly found out. I mean, obviously, because you can Google, and everyone in town knows Nellie. I mean, we actually, about a weekend after we bought the place, a police officer stopped by and knocked on the door.
Check
and he's like, I just wanted to ask you, like, is this haunted? Like, so like one of the Elkhart cops, and he said they get calls, people will see kids in the windows.
That's weird because, like I said, I just grew up down the street, and I had no idea until I started looking for paranormal places around Elkhart.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So the real history of it is, so Winchester was the dad. He built the house for Nellie and her husband for like their wedding present. He was the president of the First National Bank, and hence the vault under the house.
Nellie's husband then took over as the president of the bank when the dad retired.
But the mom-dad, the Winchester mom-dad, lived in the house. That's why it's called Winchester. And then Nellie and her husband lived here until their death in the 40s. He died 30s. They had a 1-year-old, or not even 1-year-old, they had an infant son that died within the first year. So that's probably why you can't find anything on them. Yeah. And we only know that because the people at Ruthmere Museum, their history aligns with our history of the house, and the women, the Beardsley woman and Nellie bonded over the fact that they lost a child together. So that's the only reason.
And I don't know if you guys noticed on that electric box out on the corner, that's Nellie and her husband.
My name is Feline Lakeman.
And my name is Christopher Baker.
We bought the Winchester Mansion in September of 2021. A little history about the house. It was built by the Winchester family, and they built it for their daughter Nellie, who married into the Knickerbocker family. So sometimes it is called the Knickerbocker Mansion or house or whatever. Nellie passed away in the house in 1947, and so she lived here from 1905 until her death, and she died upstairs. And the rumor is she's still here.
The thing that drew us to the Winchester was it just has a fascinating history here in Elkhart, Indiana. It's very well known. The Winchester Knickerbocker family was established. They were bankers. They built this grand home that we're in now. And when we got the opportunity to buy it, it was very easy for us. It was an awesome opportunity to have a piece of history. We were the first people to live here in over 50 years. It had been various commercial uses, but no one had called this home until
70 years.
70 years. 7 years. Until we spent the night, and it's been interesting.
Yeah, our first night, I'm laying there and I was like, okay, I know this place is haunted. Please don't let anything happen. And he was already asleep, and someone sat down on the foot of the bed, and I was like, oh no, not on the first night. Please, not on the first night. And they've taken it easy on me since. Chris has had several experiences.
Yeah, it's a playful spirit in this home for sure. Everything is just sort of little lights on and off, doors shutting, unlocking, locking themselves.
Sometimes our doors to the outside, so that's not always fun.
Yeah. The things misplaced, you'll set your keys down or plate down or whatever it is, and then it's gone. It's moved somewhere. I know I didn't move it there. Mm-hmm. We did have some stuff like fly off the shelves.
Yes.
In the kitchen. There was a big bottle of olive oil that ended up in the middle of the floor and broke. There's no way it could have just fallen off the shelf. It ended, 10 or 15 feet. Seems like if it is Nellie, she plays with me a little bit more.
I'm pretty sure they have an obsession with each other.
Maybe. I think she was a pretty amazing lady. She's very unique, eccentric for her time.
She drove an electric car in 1920. It's actually in the Ruthmere Museum currently. Mm-hmm. It was donated to their museum after she passed. She had a chauffeur that would take her just right over to Hotel Elkhart, which is 2 blocks away from the house, so she could have drinks in the evening. And another creepy story, we adopted a cat. It was a black cat, because we were like, okay, haunted mansion, we need a black cat. And one just showed up at my parents' house one day, so we brought her here and we named her Winnie. And we let her out certain times of day to run the house free, and then we kind of contained her back into the living room. And one day we couldn't find her, and we're calling, cat won't come, and we've looked everywhere. And Chris and I are standing upstairs in the hallway, and we're looking at the attic door, and we're like, no, she can't be in there. The door's locked. And sure enough, I open up the door, I unlock it, and I open it, and she's sitting on the stairs, meowing. And so Chris is like, I'm not touching her, that's so weird, how did she get up there? And so I picked her up, and she dug her nails into the carpet and did not want to leave the attic. Mm-hmm. And ever since that day, she has always sat outside the attic and meowed until we let her up there. I mean, it's the creepiest thing ever, So
yeah, we're really excited that we've got you guys here, and we're hoping that the Winchester mansion is fun tonight.
Yeah, we've definitely seen orbs around the house. You've seen Nellie?
Mm-hmm. I saw in full 3-dimensional. I believe it was Nellie. It was a woman. She was a brunette. She was sitting in the chair in the family room there. As plain as day, and we had just finished having our first really big party here. Mm-hmm. So I caught it out of the corner of my eye as I was cleaning up drinks and stuff. Most of the guests had moved into the what we call the dining room, and out of the corner of my eye I see someone sitting in the chair, and I thought, oh, I didn't know anybody was in here, so I turned to apologize, like, oh, sorry to interrupt you, and I looked, and it was navy blue with black trim dress, as plain as day, and then gone. So that room, definitely, I think of that every time I go in there, and maybe it was her, I don't know, but yeah. I hope so.
Yeah, we're curious to see what you guys find.
Yeah.